We're down to our last 2 strips to put on this block. When we compare the blocks, we see that this brown one is the last one we have attached, so we lack 2 more dark strips. So we're going to take our block, turn it down where both seams are toward the sewing machine. That's the side we want to sew on. And we want to take our dark strip, just like we did before. We're just using longer segments as we go. We're going to get our strip started in the machine, even with the right side of the presser foot. Then we're going to take this block, the side with the 2 seams on it, and put it against that strip where that center section is even with the edge of the strip. We're going to start sewing. Then we're going to put a little pressure on it to make sure no pleats are in it. And we're going to sew all of these, and then we'll press it and get that last strip on and be ready to put some blocks together. We have finished putting our blocks together. We have 120 unsquare blocks. So now we're going to take the final step to make a quality quilt top. We're going to square each block up to a finished 7 inches. We're going to put it on our cutting mat. We're going to take our large square. We're going to line up. I'm going to line the 5.5 inch line up with that final strip seam on the side and the bottom. But you put it wherever you need to get a good cut, and line the lines up with the seam lines going vertical and horizontal so that you have a decently squared up block when you're finished. Now we want to take this, we're going to cut off the first 2 sides, then we're going to completely rotate the block, and we're going to get the left and the bottom side even with the 7-inch lines on our ruler, and we'll trim off what's left so that we have a 7-inch square left. We're going to do this 120 times, and then we will start putting our quilt together on the flannel board. I want you to see a close-up of this block. We're going to take our big square and line a vertical line with this seam and a horizontal line with this seam on the 5.5 inch line of your square. So you find the 5.5 inch line this way and get it with that first seam I showed you, and the 5.5 inch line with this second seam I showed you, and all this extra we're going to cut off. We're just going to go zip, zip. Get that out of the way. Completely rotate your block. Now we want a finished 7-inch block. So we're going to find the 7-inch line and put it at the bottom, and the 7-inch line and put it at the side. Cut off the extra. And we have a finished block for the quilt. We have our blocks on the flannel board now. I have put rows 1 and 2 in place. On our pattern, the first block here, the diagonal to the left is light and the diagonal to the bottom right is dark. So we have this one in this position. This is block 1. Block 2 has the dark going this way, so we put it here. We're just going to follow this pattern and put row 1 up there, row 2 up there. We're going to sew the second block to the first one, the fourth one to the third one. We're going to do them in 2s. We'll put them back up here and make sure we have them in the right position, and then we'll do the first 2 to the second 2. We're going to do it in 4s then. So we're just going to keep doing our units together until we have row 1 together. Then we'll do the same thing with row 2, and then we will sew row 1 to row 2. When we do row 1, we're going to press all of our seams to the left. When we do row 2, all of the seams will go to the right. We will continue this throughout the quilt top so that all the odd rows are to the left and the even rows will be pressed to the right, and they will lock together when we sew the rows together.